Hi everyone, today I'm going to teach you the basics to work with the punch needle. I'm going to show you the 5 sizes I have in my Etsy shop, and I'm going to give you some tips. Here I have my 5 needles, starting with the number 3 and ending with the number 7. For all the needles, you're going to be able to use the monk cloth. For the number 5, 6, and 7, you can use burlap. For the number 3 and 4, you can use osnaburg cloth or linen. The reason why we use different kinds of fabric with the different sizes of needles is because the tiny holes in the fabric should match the size of the needle. If I use a small needle with a burlap fabric, the fabric is not going to hold my yarn. And if I do it backwards, the fabric will tear. The first step to start punching is to thread my needle. For this, I'm going to take my threader and I'm going to insert it in the tube. Then, I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to put it in the threader. I'm going to pull the threader and that will introduce my yarn into the tube. What I'm going to do next is to take my threader and put it in the hole at the top of the tube and repeat the process. Now, my needle is ready to start punching. Make sure that the start of the yarn is at the top of the needle and the rest of the yarn is in the back. The first thing I have to do to start punching is to push my needle through the fabric all the way to the handle. The face that I'm going to use to punch is going to be the back of my piece. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to push my needle all the way back, and very slowly I'm going to take it out and I'm going to keep the top of my needle touching always the fabric, and I'm going to go to the next hole and go all the way to the handle and repeat very slowly, always touching the top of my needle with the fabric. You will repeat this movement for the entire process of your piece. These loops are the result of the punching. It doesn't matter what size of needle you are using or what kind of fabric, the process is always going to be the same. One advice that I can give you to know what kind of yarn is the right one for your needle is to see how easy it runs through the tube. Here I have a number 5 and this is a number 6. Both are using a yarn that is for the number 6. So the first thing is to thread the needle with the yarn you want to use, and then you're gonna see how easy it runs through the tube. This one, as you can see, runs very easy, very smooth. There is no resistance. This is a very good sign. We always want our yarn to run very smooth. Now with the number 5, we're going to repeat the process and see how easy it runs. As you can see, I have resistance from the yarn. It's not running very easy. If we have this kind of resistance, the yarn is not going to stay in our fabric. So remember, you always want your yarn to run easy and smooth. If when you're punching you experience the next problem, it might be that the yarn that you're using is too thick for the needle, or that the yarn got stuck somewhere. As you can see, it's very easy to work with the punch needle. If you want to learn more, you can become a Patreon and have access to all my videos and tutorials about punch needle. And if you're interested in getting some of these beauties, you can go to my Etsy shop. I hope to see you in my next tutorial.